Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm back again for my second day with Rach and Bella's My Daily Spread collaboration, and we're on day 23. So we've had all these creators doing the first part of June, and now I'm on day 23 with Lilac and Time Crafts, and it's a lesson I'm learning. Now obviously we all learn different things when we're creating, and I always, when I start a journal, I want to get it finished. I just want to keep going until I've got it done, stitched in, pockets in, journal spots, everything. But then I regret stitching the signatures in because I think, oh, I'd like to have added this and I'd like to have added that. So at the moment I will just show you where I'm up to with my journal. I've been using the Shabby Papers kit and the Shabby Ephemera for my creations. So I'll just get the journal and I'll show you where I'm up to. Now I've done a very similar design for a creation I made on another collaboration, the same style. So I showed this I think in my first video on the 8th, and this is the closure that I've decided on. It's gross grain ribbon, and I've put ribbon ends on it. Now I've not bothered at the moment putting a dangle on, but I will do, and I've not put one on the other end at the moment because I want to just see how much I need. But I have one of these tab punches, let me just see if I can find it, that gives you a little cutout like that. So I put that in with a couple of extra pieces of card glued on for strength, and put the ribbon through, and then I put the end on. So obviously that won't come through now, but I didn't want to put the other end on just until I've finished. And that is the lesson I'm learning, is to wait until I'm totally ready and certain before I actually finish the journal. So in that respect, I've not sewn in my signatures yet. So I've got one to go here and one to go in there, and I've just, let me move my new glue gun from We Are Makers. Absolutely brilliant, love it. It wasn't cheap, but I'd seen it on a YouTube video and I was waiting till I could find a supplier in Spain. Anyway, I'm going off at a tangent. In the pocket at the back here, I've made a booklet with offcuts of paper, and that just hangs out the top. I've made a little belly band for it, and that just slots into that pocket and hangs out the top. So signatures there and there, and they're just held together at the moment with paper clips. That was my centre spreads from my last video on the 8th, with little notebooks inside each one. So I shall link that below if you haven't already seen it. Some I put like journal cards with positivity or gratitude quotes on. So my learning is, don't sew in my signatures until I'm totally certain that they're finished, and I don't want to add any more. So I'm just putting them to one side for now. And what I want to do with the papers and bits I've got left, I've got a few bits here, and I know what I want to do is make some pockets to go on the back or the fold over bits. Either one pocket here or two pockets maybe, I'm not certain yet. But what I have done, all the pieces that I had left of the papers that I was going to make little envelopes with, I've just folded in half and rounded the corners, and I thought they might make nice little journal tucks, little journal cards or whatever to go in the pockets on here. So they're ready to go. And I've got a little envelope from the kit that could go in one of the pockets as well, so that's ready. And I've got, this was, I think it was going to be an envelope, but what I decided to do was cut it, and I'm going to use that for a double pocket. I'm just going to trim the edges down a little bit. Won't need too much trimming off. I might just fold that top bit over a fraction and glue it down just for a bit of extra strength, like so, and just put that there. So that's got a pocket there and a pocket there, and I think that'll be enough on there. I'll just round those bottom corners there at that side, and that'll be 2 pockets ready to go there. And I'm going to use some of the ephemera to decorate those up. And then with some more of the paper that I've got left, there's this piece and that one. I'm going to make 2 pockets for the other side. So bear with me while I just clear my desk a little bit, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, where I'm up to now is I have glued on that that little one I said as a pocket there, 2. So I've got 2 pockets there. I've yet to decorate that up, but I thought I'd put some of these on just as decoration. So I'm going to glue those down and just use this new glue. Well, it's not new by the time this video goes out, but it's new to me at the moment. The only problem I do have with it, it does drip a little bit at the end, so I just have to be careful where I put it, because I don't want it dripping glue all over my beautiful journal. But it's much easier on my arthritic fingers, I must admit. And that's what I wanted it for in the first place, because when you're constantly squeezing a glue bottle, I do get terrible pain in my thumb joint there. See, that's dripping now quite rapidly. I've watched videos on it, and I think you just pull that back a bit, but I will have to just make sure I put the cap on, like so. Right, let's just glue that one on. I don't know if you've been watching Steph from Hilltop View Journals. She's been doing a daily video, keeping up with the prompts every day, which I totally admire her for. But she's done some lovely work and a beautiful little journal as well. Right, this one, I've used one of the pieces of paper that was left over. I've rounded the corner on one, and I'm going to put that one in first for a pocket there, then put this one a bit lower down for a pocket there. Now I am just going to ink the top of this just to make it stand out a little bit. I've not really done much inking in all this journal. Now I'm not going to glue the bottom of this, I'm just going to glue the sides. Then if something longer gets put in, it's it can slide right the way down. Let me just pop that on that tissue, and I'll put that about there. And then this one, glue nearer the bottom, but I will glue the bottom of this one. I'll just put the stopper on that, and that can go at the bottom there. So that's 2 nice little pockets on front and back, or on each cover. I have to keep my ruler on my paper at the side here because I've got the fan on at the side of me. So I want to use some of this ephemera that's left over on decorating the, or should I put that there like I have on the front? I'll do that, and then I'll pull some ephemera off the smaller pieces. can just go there, and that says remember this. Some beautiful ephemera on this shabby kit. Right, let's think about decorating and what we've got in the papers that are left over. There's those bits, and I have got some bits cut out here. I'm just thinking one of these lacy pieces might be nice on the, in fact one of these square ones, then I can cut them out. That's a nice one with buttons on, and we'll have the one above it, and make it easy, the one above that as well. I will probably ink the edges of these, then these stand out a little bit. I am actually filming this ahead of time because I'm going away in June, mid-June, going back to the UK for a school reunion. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I was at school? When did I leave? 1974. Was it 74? Yeah, because I got married when I was 18. Very young, I know. Right, I'm going to put some of that on here. I don't know whether I want to put anything over on this one, or should I just put one of these labels. Let's just, I know I said I wasn't going to ink all this, but it's just ingrained in me now to make it stand out a little bit more. And one of the sayings, or the little words, there's notes, important. The other thing that I am trying to learn as well is to not worry as much. I'm the world's worst worrier. Always have been, all my life. Talking about school, I used to worry about not getting my homework done. I couldn't do French. I was absolutely useless at French. The French teacher hated me. I didn't particularly like her. I used to spend all my weekend worrying about my French homework. Literally to the point where I'd be in tears. I hated it. And I've always been a worrier, all my life. And now I've started doing like positive quotes in my personal diary and telling myself, what does worrying do for you? Absolutely nothing. Just makes you miserable. Bane of my life is worrying. Honestly, it's ridiculous. So I am trying, or I'm learning not to worry. Let things go. Totally let things go. I try to listen to positive videos, positive quotes, all sorts of different things to try and get into my mindset of not worrying. Be more positive. So tell me in the comments what you are trying to learn. Do you listen to any podcasts about it? Positive thinking? There must be loads out there on YouTube. Absolutely loads. People seem to make podcasts about anything these days, I must admit. So let's just stick all this ephemera that I've got cut out ready onto these pockets and get these words on as well. It's funny about things that you worry about. I don't worry about politics. You know, who's in power, whatever. You're never going to change that. Politicians are always going to do what they want to do. But I do worry. I worry about my family, my kids, my grandchildren. And I can't change them. I know I can't. So it's pointless worrying about it, to be honest, isn't it? Absolutely. But you do. I'm sure most of you worry about certain things. I just wish I didn't worry so much. But it is what it is. Trying to relax is the other thing I find very hard to do as well. Oops, something's just gone flying on the floor now. I really am going to have to try and sort this glue out. It's weeping out all over the place at the minute. And I don't want to keep putting the cap on because I'm using it, you know, over the next few minutes, which is right, a couple more pieces. Made with Love. That's a nice one because I try to put a little bit of love into all the journals. I might just stick that back on the back cover. And one more is notes. Right, now I can put that cap on. Spread that glue out. Now we'll put the notes on the pocket up there, because I am putting those little notelets that I made. Right, let's have a look where we're up to now. So I've got a little envelope there, and we could put a couple of those little notelets in there. I'll put the two smaller ones in, like so. She says, they don't want to go. Right, there's one, and there's two. So that can go in the first pocket, like so. Right, what have I got left here? I've got 5 of these left. So I'll put one in the back pocket here, and 2 in these. I'll probably cut some more ephemera out and just decorate those up as well. But now I feel that the signatures are ready to stitch in, and then I can finish off, get the tie finished. That just closes like that. Let me just show you, like that, and then that will wrap around. I think it will probably go around twice, and then just tie it in a bow. Like so. So that's what I'm trying to learn or teach myself, is to take my time, not worry about things, get my signatures totally ready for stitching in, not rushing to get things finished. And I will be leaving all the links below to Rachel's links for her YouTube website, etc. And I'll leave a link to my first video showing the centre spreads that I made on the 8th of June. Let me just get the signatures out to show you again. So they're nice. I really enjoyed doing that one. And I shall see you all next time. Bye.